Well, hello, and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper here on the BackLog. We've rolled terribly for this particular cycle. I mean, just nothing we can really do with that very much. I don't want to do this. I don't want to lose condition. That's too dangerous. That's too dangerous. Even with a +1 to all of that, the highest we can run is a 4. No, that's not great. I am going to go back across real quick, because I do need to get at least 2 food. But let's check here. If I can get more Havenage data. Havenage agent. And they need 2s, yeah. So if I take this, and this should get me 4. Oh, and some crypto. Very nice. Havenage data, good. And 1 more will be enough to get that ship mined from the guy. Yes. Right over here. Ah, there he is. Caster's table. We've already done Yadigan. Here. I'll take 1 of those back, thank you. And a ship mined core, which I can sell for 150. I don't really need it right now. But if I needed it, sheesh, I've got it. Now, I could patrol the ward and possibly become more of a Yadigan insider with my 3 here. Possibly get energy, but also possibly lose energy. I'm not really looking to play it dangerously. So I'm thinking we'll come here, get just enough energy to be safe. There we go. That'll do it. And then come down here to the mushrooms and hope we get lucky with a 4 and get 3 sunlit refuge. Come on, do it. Bop. There it is. All right. So now we just need 1 more there and we can get that cooking. And we got 2 more for Fang. And then we got to get some high rollers for the wastes out here. I got to start looking in there. Otherwise, we're going to be in trouble. I do have another stabilizer. And then I've got 2 scrap. I need 4. 1 ship mine fragment. 1 whole ship mine core. And a seed. And now we're starving again. Okay. Fair enough. All right, let's see if we can get lucky with this one and get 2. No, just 1. Okay. We may come back. We are starving again, so we do need to get some kind of food. We may just buy it. We just may, I'm not used to doing that, but we might do that. 1 scrap component. Did we learn anything about the wastes? No. Huh. Huh. Okay, so that's apparently not, like, searching the wastes. Or is it? And I'm missing it. Matsuke caps are better, but she'll take Gariol caps? Huh. So I could come over here and get some more, but she doesn't really care for that. Well, let's do the aviary. We know we want to do this. Get this for sure. Now we've got our sunlit refuge. Oh, we have to germinate some spores. Huh, okay. All right. I was hoping to plant a seed there. I could grab all the energy I need just by stealing it. But no. What did we barter for food? What do we get? Just 2? 2 energy for 13 is not great. Not great. All right, I guess we need to grab some spores then. We'll come over here and spend our last die over here grabbing spores. Because I need 3 of these. Okay. And that's all I've got. Off to bed. Flickering. Oh, I rolled really well, though. Fang! My boy! What's going on? When you enter the service dock, Fang is already set up. Crouched among stacks of equipment, he's leaning over a terminal bathed in a blue glow. He looks totally at home. Sleeper! What do you think? Turns out not everyone in Havenage is set against me. A couple of my old systems pals managed to ship me some of my old gear. He gestures at the pile of blinking hardware. The mess is here. Fang laughs. Don't question the process, Sleeper. Any updates? Fang beckons you over. He has a set of scans of the wastes on his terminal with heat maps of activity overlaid. A chunk of the derelict rim is blotchy with bright red and orange marks. Does this look like a wasteland to you? Fang shakes his head. There's hundreds of Conway machines out there, all lined up in concealed hangars, and a whole underground facility to support them. Hardness got a crew out there putting them together. They must have shipped them in piece by piece through the shipyard, ready for assembly out here. Machines? That's Conway's whole thing. Remote-operated vehicles, drones, cutters, salvage, haulers, the full set. Maybe Hardin masked this whole thing as an effort to clean up the waste, but there's no way this is about pulling scrap off the eye. Fang looks worried. And why's Conway in the mix? I bet no one in Havenage knows another corporation is setting up on the station. They aren't stupid either. These scans are the best info I can get. The wastes are cut off from the eye's cloud of networks, and the greenway is a total dark zone. No data can come in or out. I can try. No use. You need to enter the cloud, and there's no cloud to speak of. He turns and winks. That's why I'm going to pay them a visit. Oh. You forget. Havenage came in and out of here. Havenage come in and here out of all the cycle. I should be able to get in, as long as no one I know sees me. He grimaces playfully. But I need you on the outside to help disable security systems and cut me a pathway through. There's no cloud access, but if I can get inside, I can open up nodes in their network, and we can work in tandem. It's a massive facility buried deep down there. Miles of corridor and ventways wrapped around cargo bays and hangars, so it'll take more than a few cycles to work through it. But as long as you can keep them off my back, I know I can rip what we need out of there. He pulls a handful of ripper worms from his pocket and hands them to you. These are the last of my little helpers I managed to salvage, so make them count. I modified them slightly. This time they'll feed their data threads back into the system that they're tunneling into, creating a nasty little feedback loop. We run it just like we did with the agents. Hack the nodes, I ping to locate the ports for the security system, then slot the worms into those systems and let them go to town. He points to a fuzzy silhouette of the buried facility in the terminal. Here's the entryway. This is where you can get access and slot in the first worm. That'll fry their perimeter systems and get me past the first cordon. What I need from you is to keep your eyes on the facility after you kick things off. You see me pop up a security system, a server bank, you need to break in and slot a ripper to disable as soon as you can. If I can't, Ben gives you a hard look. You miss a system, you wait too long, they're gonna find me. Simple as that. He claps you on the shoulder. I need you focused in this one, so I'm gonna let you fire the starting gun. I won't go until you slot that first worm. I'll leave a tracker running in the terminal here, so come back here if you want to see my progress. He affectionately pats the top of the screen. Got it. Don't worry. You can run rings around their protocols. I've seen it. Feng gets up. It's all in place. You just need to make your own preparations, then slot that worm. He stretches. Just don't wait too long. I'm getting bored of all this sneaking around. Once I'm inside, I'll get the proof we need to end this whole thing, no matter what. He crouches to check the terminal. We can't take longer than 6 cycles in this thing. Remember that. He stands up. Oh, and one last thing. He lowers his voice. If I get caught, or you can't reach me, or we run out of time, there's one thing I need you to do. Don't talk like that. Just listen, he hisses. You've never seen Feng so serious. You take whatever I've managed to pull at that point, all that data, and you slot that stuff straight into the relay I've set up here. He points to a pile of servers and terminals hooked into the dock with cables as thick as your arm. I repurposed the dock's SOS broadcast system to beam out whatever you put in it. Anyone with a terminal, a slate, or a server on the eye will see it. That means Havenage, Yadigan, the hub, everyone. No matter what, Hardin isn't sneaking away this time. He grins. I've got a bit more to do here, but the moment you slot that first worm, I'll make my move. He gives you a parting smile and turns back to the terminal. The nerves hit as you make your way out of the service dock. Time to prepare yourself. Okay, but unfortunately, we are really not set up. We've got 2 6s and 2 5s. If we try to do any data extraction with 6s and 5s, that's not gonna work well. Okay, so let's wait 1 day. We'll use these 6s and 5s elsewhere to set ourselves up, get ourselves prepped. Grab some more spores, I guess. Fungal spores. Here, I'll have a 5. Boom. And we'll put a spore here. Good, good. Now we have to wait 4 days? 4 old cycles. Okay. Fine. I got 2 6s and a 5. I don't want to put them, I don't want to waste them. Here, let me put a pile here. I'm just gonna get 1 mushroom, right? Yeah, 1 mushroom. Let's see what that does. If we slot it in here, it's just gonna give us 1, right? It gave us 2. Okay, so a Matsuke cap is probably gonna get us a bunch. So if I spend these last 2 just grabbing these, that'll get us halfway there. Which at this point, I might want to do... Oh, actually, no, okay. I'm gonna grab another scrap. 1 more scrap, because now we can come over here. And we can use this derelict unit. And that'll finish a drive. 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 And that'll finish a drive That should get us another upgrade point. Right? Right? Oh, no. Seal the unit. With all the materials, the unit now needs sealing. Oh, no. Unit now needs sealing section by section to be usable. It's a laborious task, but the outcome is worth it. Oh, no. Once this place is sealed, it'll be livable, maybe even comfortable. A place to call your own. Ah, crud. Okay. So it's gonna take me a long time. Oh, car. So that is a drive that's gonna actually just take a... Oh, wait. Emphas, buddy. Emphas is preparing the gharial caps. He has had to heavily adapt to this recipe, he says, but the smell is already incredible. It emanates from a strange purplish white bulb you've never seen before, and he's slicing it finely. He brushes and slices the mushrooms and then places them in the wok with the sliced bulb and the oil. They caramelize there in that well-worn crucible. He adds liquids, transparent and opaque, and then turns down the heat. A sprinkle of leaves is the final touch.
We have a moment, sleeper.
He smiles.
Do you have a story?
Something in the scent of the food gives you a feeling of nostalgia, something distant and melancholic. It seems like the story should match that feeling somehow, and maybe you'll feel better for telling it. Recall your oldest memories. You start by explaining that when you're emulated from a person, many of your memories are left behind. Perhaps it's an intentional part of the process, a way of keeping sleepers ignorant and malleable, or perhaps it's a side effect of the imperfect emulation. You admit that you don't really know. What you do know is that some memories survive, and that on occasion they come back to you like shadows passing overhead. You detail one recurring memory which, despite returning to you with enough regularity for you to think it familiar, always fades as quickly as it arrives. You struggle to explain the feeling of being a whole for a moment that comes with this memory, and then how that wholeness slips away to leave you feeling like you've forgotten something important, but just can't bring it to mind. Emphas nods throughout, cooking as he does with deft and skillful movements. You start to trail off when you realize you can't find the words to explain how the memories you do have feel like both yours and someone else's at the same time, and how that always fills you with a certain sadness. The sadness of remaining forever unknown, even to yourself. Emphas finishes cooking and meets your eye.
I'm sorry, sleeper, for your troubles.
He puts the wok to one side.
I appreciate you sharing with me.
He smiles.
I hope it lightens you a little.
He passes you a bowl and heaps the gharials onto it, their yellow color mixing with the pale sauce in whorls and blooms.
Eat.
The dish is delicious, filling. It warms you as you eat in a way you weren't even sure your body could be warmed. It's a small mercy, you think, that SNARP left you this pleasure. Many of the features of frames are there to simulate human experience. You know that much. Emulated minds cannot be rewired, so their need for embodied experience must be met. That's why you breathe, even when you don't need air. Without that simulation, the sensation of drowning would be unbearable. Food serves another purpose. Your frame is able to metabolize it, to produce energy from the raw material. Vitamins and minerals are excess, of course. Your frame only needs raw power. So much is wasted, and yet, well, you eat this food and feel that warmth. Nothing feels wasted. It all means something to you. As you finish, Emphas takes the bowl, the last of his cleaning. He smiles at you, and neither of you feel the need to say anything more. Instead, you simply exchange nods and walk your separate ways back to the bright market. Somehow changed. Ooh! And with full energy. Very nice. Oh no. Now we gotta bring in Matsuke caps. Okay. Well, we'll get around to it eventually. Grow mushrooms. Help Rico's experiments. Win a side rail ticket and work for Raba. Those are probably not happening. Gain Ethan's protection. Work in the compressor. Well, I think the only thing that we can really do with this, other than grab another piece of scrap, is come down here and grab another Guriel. And then we'll dunk that down here. All right. On to a new day. Hopefully we'll roll really low. And we can get into ripping. Or probably more like... Oh, crud. We're down to 3 now. I forgot we were doing that. Okay, we didn't roll super low. But... let's start. We've got to place 4 of them, and the first one's basically free. Okay, we've got facility access. As you slot the worm, a thread jumps up out of the facility. It unspools in front of you, releasing its data like ink in water. Sleeper, Fang's voice crackles through. Moving in. Nodes, then ports. A whir of interference. Slot the worms! Timer starts now. Stay safe. The thread dissipates. You're on your own now. Come on, give me a number I have. 3 or a 2? Ah, crud. I don't have either of those. Crud. And there's no way to modify these. Boo! Okay. Well, let's get the whole thing back. Crud. We're gonna have to wait until next turn. Ah, man. All right, well, let's use this to get some more mushrooms. Hopefully, if we fill this up with Jariols, when we get Matsuke, we can use those for Emphas. I've got a single 1. I'm going to use a 1 for. Just to get some energy? Yeah, just to get some energy. So that we're ready for the next cycle. Man, we are just flying through the cycles this turn. I thought it was going to take forever for Hartwick, but he's almost a quarter of the way here. Or Maywick. Maywick, yeah. Okay, this is perfect. All right. This is what we needed. All right, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Let's use the 2, because 3 is often over here as the bonus. Okay. Extract the data. Okay. Good. Port located. Now we rip it. Layers unlocked. Oh, 2 layers unlocked. Very good. I do have a 4. Let's extract it. Oh, I should have checked the other one before I used my 4. check it. A 3. Okay, hold on. Oh, do I need to use 2 to unlock 1? Oh, that's mean. Oh, see, now that 5 would have been handy. There it is. All right, one more. Layer unlocked. Yes, okay, so now we need to unlock all 3 of these to get to the last one. A 3 or 5. A 6 or a 4. 5 or a 6. Oh, no. We're only going to get one of them. Okay, so we need 5s and 6s. 4 or 6. 5 or 6. Oh, no. Well, stink. Stink, stink, stink. Okay, but here's Fang. So we've got that many days to finish. So we've almost finished it in 1 day. So it's not great, it's not perfect, but it's what we have. All right, let's risk this. I want the cap. No. Thank you. Oh, we got energy. We did not get a mushroom, but we did get some energy. Let me just check back here real quick. Oh, this guy's back. We can grab scrap if we need to. Another day, another set of dice. Oh no! Oh no! This is what we needed earlier, but it's not what we need now. I can at least use this 4. Oh, boo! I need 1 6. I need 1 6. Or leave it a 5. Oh no. Okay. Sorry, Fang. It's gonna have to be tomorrow. I'm not feeling it today. All right, let's try to get another cap. Oh no, condition went down. Oh no. Oh, that seems dangerous. Oh. Oh, actually, I know what to do with these. Let's head over here. And just use this. Energy goes down? Okay, I can spare some energy. But let's fluff this up. Here's the risky one. 50-50. Come on, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. No, lost that energy. Oh, I only need 2. Okay. Let's go ahead and just grab our next stabilizer. I think we got 1 more day before we lose the last die here. And then fungus. Fungus comes tomorrow. And 6s and 5s. 6s and 5s game. 6s and 5s. Okay, yeah, we did. Oh, no! You're killing me, game. Absolutely killing me. Harvest the mushroom. 2 random rare mushrooms. Oh, it's safe though. Come on, good mushrooms. 2 random rare mushrooms. Club head caps and a Matsuke. Oh, so I'll get something. But if I use lower dice, it's more likely that I'll get something. I'll get the Gyarados caps. Okay, nope. I got 1 Matsuke. What does 1 Matsuke get me? 4? Oh, so stinking close. That's what it gets me. Strange unidentified club-shaped fruiting bodies. And now I've got a bunch of 1s to do whatever with. Well, let's try and finish this up. 50-50 chances each. Oh, no. Hey, Emphas! Food! Noodle me up! Oh no, we are just flying through the cycles this episode. I mean, previous episodes we've gotten a couple. Maybe 4 cycles. Come on. Yeah, 5 I'll take. We gotta help my boy Fang. Give it. Now we finish this. Harden. The Ripper Worm trues through camera control. The moment it does, a thread shoots from the facility. A thread from the facility cuts through the cloud like a hairline crack of light. That's it. The final layer of security broken. Somewhere buried in the depths of the station, Fang is in control. He is slicing into the camera control circuits and piping out the result. The thread flickers and unravels into an image, a scene, 2 figures in a room, one set, the other pacing. The pacing figure resolves into Harden, the unmistakable superior posture, the shock of gray hair. The second figure's features don't seem to resolve. They're vague, unformed. A problem with the data, perhaps? You look closer. Then you see it. The figure is a proxy. Perhaps you should have expected it from Conway, a corporation whose very existence is owed to automation. The proxy is a machine designed to be piloted by remote connection, someone elsewhere in the system puppeting it with their own body, speaking so it may speak. The proxy sits impassively, or the Conway executive that's piloting them does, from the distant safety of some ship or orbital colony, perhaps.
We can move forward. There is no doubt,
Harden is saying. Oh, sorry. The reclamation teams are almost ready. And after that, I will make the declaration. Nothing has to change. The proxy leans forward, its movement stilted, uneven, as if its body was being refracted through water.
But things must change, Harden. We need further assurances. I have been informed of a breach in one of the closed networks in the low end. You've been careless.
Harden waves the accusation away. We've been stretched. A breach was detected, yes, but no data of value was lost.
Our board is concerned, Harden. A drop in our value would be unwelcome at this time.
The proxy leans back, its posture dominant.
If the reclamation of AE-1 is contested, then we could be drawn into a compromising legal position.
Harden approaches the proxy. There will be no contest. Not from Solnheim, who cannot muster a defense. Not from Havenage, who will fall into line below me. He crouches in front of the seated figure, eye to eye. And the people of this station, Refugees, gang spacers, all either opportunists or degenerates. Havenage is no longer strong, no longer united. No one here believes in Erlin's vision, nor has the strength to enact it. I sat across from him at the negotiating table. He was forceful, eager, weakened by his ideological convictions perhaps, but a great man nonetheless. This place no longer deserves to bear his name. The eye is crippled. It cannot survive. It is a ruin filled with squatters and outlaws. They'll be lucky if it still spins in 100 cycles. Hardin stands. You will move forward with the reclamation, because otherwise you will lose your advantage in the system. Without your advantage, you'll lose claims on the remaining palladium. Without the palladium, your factories will go dark. He pauses. Do I need to continue?
One moment,
comes the response from the proxy, and its head drops to its chest. Hardin steps back and paces once more, awaiting the discussion taking place elsewhere in the system. You watch Hardin as he paces, as he considers his future. What goes on within a mind like that? In the mind of a man who would burn all those around him for a path to some imagined golden end. The proxy lifts its head.
we are happy to proceed. We will legally claim the station formerly known as Solnheim AE1 as salvage within 6 cycles. Havendage is to assist with the transport of the illegal residents to Conway housing and labor facilities.
The proxy judders to its feet.
Conway will also claim 70% of the raw output of the reclamation process after losses have been accounted for.
Hardin nods. I accept. The proxy reaches out to shake his hand like a marionette. And then the recording loops. You watch it play out a second time, gripped by horrified fascination. There's a bluntness to the conversation, to its blatant disregard for humans as anything other than objects. Things to be moved, to be used, to be fed into structures, crushed, and losses accounted for in the cells of tables, the margins of ledgers. You realize now that you are no different than anyone else on this station in the eyes of the people in that room, and those like them. Each body here can be recast as a piece of property, a tool, an expense, an acceptable loss. In one moment they can be named a citizen, celebrated, protected, and in another the very idea of citizenship can be used against them. That's what it means to live in proximity to a system like this. No longer. Not while the eye spins. You gather the recording, pack it into a polygon of purest light. Then you drift down into the service dock like a falling leaf and find the relay. It only takes a second to place that polygon of data, that recording, into the relay system, Fang prepared. And then you watch as it bursts out. A web of threads heading out into the black to every network device on the eye. Let them see what power makes of a man. Ooh, doggy. We done got ourselves an upgrade point. Fang! 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 Thank you! Okay, all right. Well, let me just check and make sure that he didn't come back across this way real quick. Oh! Havenage in crisis. The building is chaotic. Most of it's in total lockdown. No one will give you a straight answer about Fang or Hardin. Ho 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 ho. Oh, come on, buddy. I need my tracker gone. I know it's very self-serving to think about my own self just now, but But I mean, I'm almost halfway to the guy getting here, so... Alright, let's see if we can get some real good caps. Matsuke, and another one of these club heads. And this last one... Oh, a couple of Garandals. I only got the one Masuke. Oh, I got another upgrade point. Yes. Okay, now let's put this here. Apparently we need to go get more fungus. I can lose 2 energy? Hey, I've got some Garandals. That should finish it. Yes, tell me about the fruiting bodies, yes. Riko meets you at the entrance to the lab, leaning on her crutch with a glint in her eye.
Walk with me, Sleeper. I'd like to tell you a story.
She makes her way down the corridor that leads back up towards the main commune building.
When people first crossed what we call Founder's Gap into the Greenway, they did so against the wishes of Andre Erlen. At the time, Erlen was trying to stabilize the Union and establish control over the Eye in the wake of Solheim's collapse. It was chaos, competing factions, failing systems, so many dead and injured from the riots. That was his priority.
You both crossed through a glass-roofed tunnel, the greenway outside crowded with vines and branches, dappling the light.
Erlen had written the greenway off, cut off from the rest of the station and linked to a broken spoke. He claimed it was only a matter of time before everything here would die. He refused to let anyone abandon their duty to the Union and cross. They were traitors to the cause, nor as good heirs.
Riko continues, making her slow but steady way to the inner gardens of the commune.
There weren't many of us, but we believed what was here was worth saving. We had to keep our plans secret until we crossed, and some of us left people behind.
She pauses to catch her breath, her voice cracking. It's difficult to know if from effort or emotion.
What we found was a disaster. Nothing like what you see here. Half of the greenway was leaking oxygen into space. The plants flash frozen. The other half was a swamp of mulch, as decaying matter clogged every system. We worked hard. We lost good people. We cleaned up and closed up, but it was never going to be enough. After many, many cycles, we all knew this place was doomed. But we kept on working, talking less and less, because we couldn't face it. We all developed a death wish. If the Greenway was going to die, so would we.
What changed?
Everything.
Riko smiled.
We crossed some invisible boundary, tipped some biological scale, and the Greenway started to recover. Plants flowered, crops sprouted. For the first time, we reaped the fruits of our labor.
Riko smiles, looking up at you.
We thought it was us, that we managed to do just enough to end the cycle of decay. I thought we had saved the Greenway. Until today.
You pass into the grow beds of the commune, rich with the hustle and bustle of Hopya members, planting and harvesting. For a while, Riko is quiet, and you both simply observe the hypnotic movements of the work crews, the eager chatter washing over you like a wave. Riko smiles to herself.
I should have known, of course, that our arrogance was unfounded. But we needed to believe back then. We needed a myth to bring more people across the gap.
You both move into a smaller corridor, Riko following some direction unknown to you.
What you have shown me is that back then the Greenway saved us. not the other way around. Tell me, have you ever consumed one of the Matsuke or gharial caps you've been growing?
Yes.
I imagine they were delicious, nutritious, almost uniquely so, she muses. After all, they were designed for you.
Rico has a mischievous look.
At first, I thought it was the location they were grown in that made the mushrooms from the aviary, from the labs, or from the grove different to each other. But what I've come to understand is that it is the person growing them. The Matsuke and gharial caps you brought me are totally unique, containing compounds never usually found in similar specimens in my possession. Many of these compounds aren't even digestible for humans. But for a sleeper like you...
Rico smiles as she leads you into the internal garden of the commune, where the Hapya members have planted species from all over the Greenway.
Back when the tide turned, when the Greenway started to recover, we all felt something. A response. It was as if this place was not just alive, as a forest is alive, but alive in other ways. Communicative, responsive. We shrugged it off at the time, but now I understand why.
Rico stops and turns to you.
This place is responding to us, adapting itself to us. It is growing fruiting bodies for you. For me, it's adapting, changing, it's, in short, displaying all the signs of sentient. How? That is what I wish to know. What being is in control here?
Rico sits on a bench within the peaceful gardens and gestures for you to join her.
When you've been growing the gharials and the Matsukes in the aviary, those species so familiar to the Greenway, have you discovered any others?
Yes. Rico can barely contain her excitement.
I should like to see those. Please, bring me some next time you're here.
You look around the garden, amazed at the sense of peace within it. Rico interrupts the silence.
There is a species of mushroom that I haven't seen in years. It's dark, short, shaped like a club. We first found it in those early days when we were working to save this place. It was around the time that we started to lose our first members. They were succumbing to some infection, some mold growing deep in the dark mulch that drowned this place. At that point, we thought we were lost. And then these mushrooms emerged from that same black mold. We tested them and saw that they contained some compounds that counteracted the mold. They contained an antidote. Of course, as a botanist, I saw this as part of the natural process of this ecosystem, even if the timescales seemed absurdly short. But what I'm wondering is if that antidote was a gift.
Rico meets your eyes.
Perhaps if you're patient, you'll receive your gift too, sleeper.
You both sit for a while. Rico, seemingly done telling stories for today. You watch the light playing off the leaves and plants around you and wonder what forces could be at play in this place. After a while, you stand and leave, with a quiet nod to Rico, leaving her to her memories. Okay, we've got 2 of these. Yeah. Let's give him another one. I do need one more Matsuke for my mushroom cooker. And we need 2 more of these, which I can get with this, right? Yes? For sure? Ah! Well, we will grab it next time when we come back here on the backlog. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you are enjoying the story that's unfolding before us. They're doing a great job. I'm loving this. This is going to be one of my favorites games that we play so far in 2024. Thank you all for joining me. I'll play it again later.